Fasten your seat belts. Ene yade mu too far akon kran mumpuni mantem ni mu na abusia ene ye 9th parliament. Ede na ekoso o man Ghana mu fa ba bia utimu say yes, flags need dear him, Ghana flag need dear him, NDC flag need dear him. Ni nyina ne say ene the year swearing in the 9th president. Abusia ene Empire ebeja o Blaster Square. Ehwa ye butu. Efri and any 3 days see banyina timu say yes. Ghana flag need dear him. E dear him wo wiem NDC flag nso de offer Ghana bebia. Kumasi mountain so Ankara mountain so timu say yes. Na say red, black, green one ni nyina. E dear him. Ena the elect president for 2024 7th December election no. Ghana for edinisi akonya so na afei wadi nsi aka ntam de akire Ghana man nyina se bosha mesha ahuru nyina no me papa John Dramani Mahama me ba bedi ni nyina so de ama man Ghana for entimuntai chuku munya reshe mu wo memu mahunu say yes o man mu aye den Ghana for si apini e kom de ye enti na modesty ana mamie no mo se memfa ka no memfa monko entimi nim hwa moda biala da enti ene dai Ghana fo nyina agitwi abodom pem na afa ye de ani akire mo Blaster Square ni akwa akohia the president elect for 2024 7th December election John Dramani Mahama ni de nasi akonya benwak ne so abusia ene de be kire aguo nyina wo ho nyina no greater 1 yaje adwa ya no mo besusu ho na afa ya pensem mu ni nyina ya de baba sumo ha ya nti sesi ya digidi ye bwadem gidi enye ize kra enye fedi agro ya ma me di agro busia 7th December election no na nya agro na ano aye den na ye pinso ebisi MPP ebisi NDC ebisi campaign atonsuom eduru honom no senior wie na ehunu say yes challenge eduru honom na Ghana for se da bi oman no de MPP for de yakone yempe ne senti no eye papa John Dramani Mahama wadi bida yenim de otimi ye openso na niemefo na bibia abo wo fom ne senti bira ne sa beji ye ne beji efri Misrim fo ne nsem ena Ghana fo nyina ede ye ni kokko kirem ekoto aba no ede ma NDC amayokuo no si ehwe parliamentaries na utimu se NDC afa 2/3 parliamentary seat ni echamyensa NDC afa 2/3 abusia NDC for kra che omu mienu se ya ometimi adanya ne na se omuntu MPP for ntu omu edie na free so bete bayra ho mama bayra mo anko se yes say Ghana for say John Dramani Mahama say wono ne edin besi akonya so Ghana president no ene ba beje sanso man mu ayedin dollar nam 14-18 series John Dramani penso na wo form kra enti say de ahye ne nsa enti ene ye yi na kiro man Ghana nyina say this 7th January 2025 kokosi say 2028 e besa ato ababiem ni ayi o man panyini foforo ne de ye new president the president elect ono ene ye papa John Dramani Mahama enti ene ye beyi na kire na afei waso akofena mu na je say wadi nsi akantam a kire man Ghana nyina enti abusia ye bwadem ye bwawuram ewo the Blaster Square ewo nkra mpuni mantem ni mu ni nyina ni say the 4th Republic enye ize o chale enye ize nana no matitru imamfo chese na kukudam be sha ade fo Ghana fo nyina esanse o makoma so ade na bam ya bo adem ewo honom a ye de bibia ba be somo nti kame ho na afa yemfa ye ni enchirem ni yemfa yenkohwe nkra mpuni mantem ni yenkohwe de ekoso ewo honom abusia aha ye greater 1 subscribe my like comment na afa share na onwa bi enya bi mo somfo pa ba kope na na ajo achirewa oba pa bani yenkwai
this small country called Ghana.
Yeah, I mean, we both so proud.
Yeah.
We make the African continent so proud.
We make the continent exciting. It's like going to the African. Cameroon says, Roger Miller, he says that in any competition, when you see Ghana, the competition is very exciting.
Yes.
That's why
football
this
beautiful.
because we are not there.
We make all these things very, very beautiful.
Wherever you see Ghanaians, the place becomes exciting.
Yes.
Those of us who are going to Morocco will still go to Morocco for AFCON.
So we make everything so exciting and very beautiful. I mean, all around the world, if anybody is going to talk about democracy in Africa, the first country that comes to mind is Ghana. And any other projections that people would like to have of this beautiful continent and its positive aspect of things, Ghana comes to mind. And it's just a proud moment. If you're listening to us and you're a Ghanaian, this is a time that you need to be very, very proud of yourself being a Ghanaian. This is a time that at least get the children seated, your kids seated around the television sets, around the radio sets to tell them what's happening. Let them know what's happening. Let them be proud. Let them be proud of the country that they find themselves in. Let them be proud that this is the history. And let them be proud that they're actually watching GTV and listening to GBC radio. These are things that belongs to all of us and belongs to the state. And these are the proud moments that we all share with you on this beautiful network that you're listening to us on.
So far this morning in the order of proceedings, we've seen the guests who have traveled from far and near. The public stands full and almost bursting at the seams at the Black Star Square, waiting to see and witness the inauguration of the President-elect John Dramani Mahama. We've seen members of the diplomatic corps taking their seats. Very shortly, the members of parliament will be called to order and they will also take their seats. We'll also witness the arrival of former president and invited heads of state, as we've seen so far. Some of them are the Chief Justice will be a very key player in today's proceedings. As the elected official, John Dramani, meaning the oath book after verbalizing the oath, repeating the oath after when they are taking it, they'll also sign the book. Why is that important?
It shows it is your act. It binds you. You understand? Your act. This is your act that binds you. So it's as important as what you made. Yes.
The president-elect will also...
You start reading from the beginning, and then you go to the end. And when you are satisfied with it, before you sign. So by signing it, it means that he's satisfied with what he said. Yes.
The president-elect will also...
You start reading from the beginning, and then you go to the end. And when you are satisfied with it, before you sign. So by signing it, it means that he's satisfied with what he said, which had been penned down. Very satisfied. He endorses it.
So
making it more so.
At that point, we'll receive some gratitude messages from the Speaker of the House to the President, and he will be invited to make an address. And then soon after, the crowd will largely disperse, and there's a specific order in which that dispersal will take place. But we are still witnessing the arrival of dignitaries on the grounds of the Black Star Square. Whose flag is that? I think
it's in Nigeria.
The Asogli state.
I saw green, white, green by the window.
Okay, so you thought it was Nigeria?
Nigeria.
Okay.
All right, for those joining us, this is Ghana Television. This is also GBC News. If you're listening to us across the that is Singbun. On the internet is gbcghanaonline.com. On Facebook is Ghana Broadcasting Corporation and then GTV. And of course, yes, it's Asogli State.
Asogli 1.
And then on YouTube too as GTV. And it's our coverage of the inauguration of the President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and the Vice President-elect, Professor Jane Naana Opoku Agyemang. Everything is expected to start at 10 o'clock as we speak. Invited guests are taking their seat. Dignitaries are also taking their seat. And if you're watching on television, and for those who are not actually having the benefit of the screen, there's actually a beautiful design at the Blaster Square where all the events is actually going to take place. There is the inner perimeter, and of course there is the outer one, and what one will also describe as the popular seat, which is in the stands there, for those who are very much aware of how the Blaster Square is. For those in the inner perimeter, where we have the invited guests and other dignitaries that have been invited. And the U.S. also sends in a very big delegation, announced by the President Joe Biden, that will also be coming for this particular inauguration. So it's a big moment for the country itself. It's a big moment for Ghana. And it's a big moment for yourself too. And at least you should be proud that you're witnessing this event as being part of our history. Like I mentioned earlier with Thelma, that it's not just an inauguration that's happening. In the making, because we have the first house.
Perhaps Anoche will help us understand how that was possible. You can't serve 2 terms, and I didn't know that you could serve.
Have 2 terms. The 2 terms can be consecutive or can be anything else, provided you have served only 1 term. At any time you can come back.
There is that we have a president who've actually gone through the entire political chain of this country. I'm referring to an assemblyman, later became a member of parliament, and then a deputy minister, and then a minister, and then a vice president, and then a president, now coming back as a president. And this is John Dramani Mahama, who has gone through the entire political chain of this country. Another history being made today is that we're going to have the first female vice president, who also will be taking in that oath and will be sworn in today by the Chief Justice. Another history being made today is that we're having the first president who will be holding the sword, if I'll put it aside, 3 times. And today is going to be the 3rd time. The first one was in 2012 when we lost our president, His Excellency Professor John Evans Atta-Mills. And in July 2012 in Parliament, Chief Justice Georgina Wood saw John Mahama in. Then he was the vice president to become the president. And then after the election, which he won, he was then taken through the whole process again, and he also swore using that sword, making it the 2nd time. And we're going to have the 3rd time today of this event that is going to happen. And this is not, as I stated earlier, not just an inauguration. It is also a history-making moment for us as a country, and it's a very proud one for all of us. And our guest here in the studio is lawyer Yawa Noche Frimpong, who he's a lawyer and he's also a historian. He's also a historian who is giving us details into exactly some of the happenings and what to actually look out for and the meanings of the things actually happening today and what you're also watching on the screen. My name is George and I'm here with Thelma taking you through this. We have our colleagues who are also at the Blaster Square. We're getting us various reports. With Morris, we took also as I think a Dom Prophet there.
Yeah, Cabral House. I think his name is.
Well, yes.
Perfect Bank.
Yes. All right. So on your screen now you have the arrival of the dignitaries that are actually coming in. We have about 21 of African leaders coming in.
I believe this is the Namibia delegation.
Namibia.
Okay.
That is actually coming in. The Namibian president that is also coming in. We have a number of the presidents coming in. Like stated earlier, when the president-elect actually won and he was announced as as president-elect, he visited some countries, and especially some neighboring countries here around in Ghana. And so far, we have the president of Gabon confirming they're actually in town, though. That of Gabon, Botswana, Nigeria, Gambia, and also Guinea-Bissau. We have the vice president of Tanzania, Namibia, also coming in. He had him there exchanging pleasantries with some other leaders. That's Jacob Zuma of South Africa, former president of South Africa. And that's a huge one.
Very huge.
That's a big one for us here in Ghana. And then Liberia, Kenya, Sierra Leone, Equatorial Guinea, the vice president coming through. Uganda's vice president also coming in. And then the Democratic Republic of Congo, a country that is the richest country in the world. That's the Democratic Republic of Congo. Yeah, otherwise,
suffering
yes.
A lot of.
Because richest country because they have every mineral in the world in that particular country.
Yes. Over $32 trillion. And it's one of the poorest countries.
And it's one of the poorest countries. It's actually supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world.
I can't wrap
That's
my
Democratic
head
Republic of Congo.
around it. And it brings, one of the things that President Akufo-Addo, still president, said many years ago about how we sit on money, but we are still hungry. And it's a story not just for Ghana, it's a story for other parts of Africa as well, because we have all these resources. And so we need to ask ourselves some deep questions about how we can have so much and still have so little at the same time. It's a dilemma. I can't wrap my head around it.
But it also brings the argument, lawyer, that it's not really the resources that develop the people, it's the human being. No, actually, not the natural resources that develop the people, but actually it's the human being, the human resource that develops the people. That's that argument. And they cite Dubai as an example and other Arab countries as an example. They are not so much as rich as some African countries, like the Democratic Republic of Congo, yet they've been able to transform themselves very well based on the kind of leadership that has been reflected in those countries.
Malaysia and China have shown us the way that sometimes unconventional means can also get you the desired result, because you don't always have to necessarily follow respect for the dignity of the human being, and just giving everyone the opportunity to prove themselves that we are capable. Kwame Nkrumah said that we can, but have we?
We are making some efforts.
Yeah, we're making some efforts. I mean, I remember former, the now president-elect during one of his engagements when he was the president within 2015-2016, they said that Africa needs to be allowed to make their own mistakes when it comes to democracy, because other parts of the world will be allowed to make their mistakes, and today
they made worse mistakes.
They even made worse mistakes.
Yes.
And today they are well-defined democracies. I mean, like the US, that is the oldest democracy. That's a beautiful picture there, a beautiful scene there. The vice president, that's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
And his wife.
The outgoing vice president and his wife.
Mrs. Samira Bawumia. We are seeing the exchange of pleasant
engaged in pleasantries with former Second Lady Hajia Samira Bawumia, and that's I think Kimathi Rawlings.
Yes, the son of
the late Jerry John Rawlings there in your shots as well. So yes, the heavyweights are arriving. He looks like his dad, really, with his signature sunglasses.
Oh, yes.
With his signature sunglasses and the sideburns.
The haircut.
Yeah.
He's a striking resemblance.
J.J. Rawlings always had a full head of hair.
Handsome boy.
Handsome boy, yeah. So the dignitaries keep on arriving, so we'll be showing you them. But still talking about the first 120 days, so we've talked about establishing a code of conduct. Dr. Benka has talked about how important that is. Another one is holding a national economic dialogue. That's also one of the things that the president has said that they will do. But let's take you back to the Independence Square, right? My colleague Ibrahim Al Hassan is there.
So let's engage. Okay, so that's Ibrahim Alassan in your shots. Ibrahim, tell us what's happening currently. What have you observed so far at the Independence Square?
And then also the incoming president and incoming vice president for this ceremony to officially kick off. We are here, and of course members of parliament have equally made their way here, both the minority and majority. Mind you, today what's happening here is an official sitting of parliament, because per the details of the constitution, both the president-elect and then the vice president-elect are supposed to be sworn in parliament. The convention over the years has been that parliament is moved to an open place, so you and I, members of the public and the dignitaries and then the guests of honors will be able to attend, and that's exactly what's happening today. The 2021, of course I must say 2021 after the 2020 election was a bit different, and that's because of the COVID-19 pandemic that took place within the precinct of parliament in a makeshift tent or the dome that had been erected there. But of course, today with COVID out of the way, we are back to the Black Star Square, and I will be moving around to engage many of the members of the public, the dignitaries, members of parliament who have actually made their way here to join in the inauguration of the president and then also the vice president. The dignitaries are still coming in. The dignitaries are still coming in their numbers, and of course, as you can tell, once they come in, they are then ushered into the inner perimeter for them to take their seat. Let's try and be engaging some members of the public who have made their way here, like this man, for instance. Good morning.
Good morning.
Pacho ufri hina bai.
Pacho mi free bojuasi na me bai. Autu bojuasi.
Autu bojuasi. Enti na we free bojuasi abaha.
Insha Allah. John Mahama I am the bra. Enna mi ya dem me da Alhaji Ibrahim Al-Hassan. Bojuasi shungu. John Mahama me don wo mi kumanu mu. Papa 6 PNDC na me do. Me do wo akopin se aba NDC. Di John Mahama ya mini papa. Me ya bompai. Ya nikra mo fa ya wonyina ya bompa manuma na gumpo adie afi sabi ni paponi fonsem e di ase onu nti ya bompa so na gumpo mpoa John Muhammad na indi ankonim ya tanechiri enim paibo me Alhaji Ibrahim ena me kasai bojo ase
John Mahama asan be ya wani ati e de na wo hanim se obeya ma o Ghana na wo
insha Allah John Mahama yenim sanim baye dia onu bia wodi amanyame yenso yedi amanyame nyame ana obeboa no na wa ye na yenso Alhaji Ibrahim yampefu ya boa no ade Bible no mu enyame pa Ghana be ya krabose na ye pe no insha Allah.
And obviously elated man. Let's keep engaging members of the public who have made their way here. You are live on GH1 TV. I kindly introduce yourself.
Yo, where me a former chairman, Upper Dencha West. Your friend chairman, you okay? Now, near we get you on some arm a bit to me. I know. One more Moji Ghana scan a Boston. Only this scanner, the face can be more man. Never you to the near Jumaya. You to near Jumaya, Obia young robber. On any idea here.
Yo, now so then I walk you are live on GH1 TV.
Okay, the can say the Yamias say what they have my penny Abba. O Mama no ma bit me ma Ghana for any age. Kakram walk
now offering about
it. Free. Wasa Gabo.
Wasa Gabo and I walk all the way to Argentina and who here pa say utu na mo say the bedroom.
Na mo ametua ne say ya mo mpanyin na oba no ne hu hia pa. All right, thank
you. I have another lady here, and of course, so we're still coming to you live from the Black Star Square, where party supporters, ordinary Ghanaians, members of the diplomatic community have made their way here. Let's still be engaging a few more people. Hello, you are live on GH1 TV. What brings you here today? I know, of course, there's an inauguration, but why is it important to you?
I am here because Ghana has had peace today.
Okay. What makes you think it is just today that Ghana has had peace?
I don't want to comment on my reasons.
Okay. Why don't you want to comment on your reasons?
Because maybe I may go too much.
No, I'll restrain you from going too much.
For the past 8 years, yes. In fact, it wasn't easy for Ghanaians. And what I've been telling people is that anyone who has passed through under the past regime should be given a certificate. Those who are alive should be given a certificate.
Why should they be given?
Because of what Ghanaians have been through for the past 8 years. It wasn't an easy thing. When you get to the down there, you understand. I have met people in Noti region, a woman with a child, without a husband, ground raw pepper with salt, and add water to it, and she was eating this with the daughter, this little 3-year-old daughter, and it was like, so that is why I'm saying that if I wanted to come out with my reasons, I may go far.
But how is that the doing of the president? A mother eating just pepper with the daughter.
That's because that no jobs, economy has become bad. You are selling and they are not buying. You name them. People are trying their best, but it's not working for them. That was what happened for the past 8 years.
So, yes, thank you very much. Of course, I still have some members of the public here, some members of the NDC, and ordinary Ghanaians who have been able to make their way here. You are live on GH1 TV. Why are you here? What brought you here? Why are you so smiling?
Thank you very much. Good evening. Good morning to your viewers. We all know the reason why we are here is for the 2025 inauguration ceremony of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I'm smiling because I think we are saying goodbye to the Egyptians, that we will see them no more. Yes, so I'm here to share the joy with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and to congratulate him, and because I know that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is the only person in Ghana as it stands now that will provide jobs for the youth, that will take us out from the economic hardship we are suffering currently. So if I'm here today, I'm here to share the joy and to congratulate John Dramani Mahama, and personally I'm happy, so I have to smile as a Ghanaian.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, I have a national communications officer, and I don't mean that portfolio, but he communicates for the party nationally here. Eric J, you are live on GH1 TV. How important is today to you, regardless of I know your party is in power, and after today our president, and for that matter, John Dramani Mahama.
I like the word, our president.
And I'm talking about president of the country, Ghana. Yes. Why is today very important to you?
Indeed, this is the day the Lord has made. We are so excited. After the hardship for the past 8 years, we've gone across the country for several times. But looking at the overwhelming support Ghanaians gave us, we ought to be excited. Are you not excited? Be frank to yourself.
Charlie, it's not easy. Why has it not been easy?
Charlie, if you've been able to survive under President Akufo-Addo, you can survive in anywhere in the world. Because the hardship in Ghana for the Ghanaian youth is so challenging. And I believe strongly that the promises we give to the Ghanaians, we are going to fulfill them. The President Mahama that I know, and Professor Naana Opoku Agyemang that I know as a vice president, things will change in this country. President Mahama is not in for anything. He's in to save the nation from the crisis. And I believe strongly that looking at the posture, the euphoria in the system, when we are coming here, Charlie, not easy. Everyone is excited. You could see we've endured the hardship for so long. And I pray that the Lord keeps blessing us and guide us for this administration. But you are happy, I can see from that. But you are the crowd, look at the way you suffered. Your station for the past 4 years, I know. So things will bounce back. And Unibank and Dr. Adofo, they are all happy. I mean, you know.
Well, massive victory means massive expectations, high expectations. How are you going to ensure that those huge expectations are met by the incoming administration?
As I said earlier on, President Mahama is not someone who is willing to satisfy himself. He's in for the nation. I've been following him for the past 8 years as a father, and I know him. How people spoke about him previously, he's not like that. That is the reason why Ghanaians gave me huge endorsement for this particular election. So I believe strongly that we are going to deliver to satisfy the interests of the ordinary Ghanaian. That one, no doubts.
It's okay. So I understand you, and thank you very much, Eric J. Let's try and get Honorable Elvis Efri Ankra. Honorable Elvis Efri Ankra. Honorable, let me steal a moment of your life, your time. You are live on GH1 TV. How excited are you today?
Oh, very, very excited. As you can see, this excitement is very, very palpable. This is unprecedented in the history of this country. And it tells you that the people really voted for change. They are yearning for change. And it's a challenge to us who have won this election that we must do things to fulfill their aspirations. So I'm very, very excited. And we thank God for today. And I know that President Mahama and his team will deliver. No two ways about it.
How challenging has the process been in getting here today? And I'm talking about securing victory at the polls.
Oh, as you know, it's been very, very challenging. It took a lot of, first of all, I say that divine intervention, because this kind of victory, as President Mahama said, we are all expected to win. But this level of victory, it only takes God. So 1, 2, it took the leadership of President Mahama. I mean, President Mahama demonstrated such excellent leadership. He put in so much work. Sometimes we didn't even know where he was getting the energy from. And then the entire executive, from the national, the chairman, my brother, the general secretary, the election directorate, all down to the regions, the constituencies, the branches, the grassroots. Everybody put in a lot of hard work. You, the media too, you did a lot of hard work. Civil society, everybody contributed. So there is a victory that no singular person, apart from President Mahama, who is a man of the day, can take credit for. Everybody contributed, and we want to thank God and thank everybody.
Thank you very much, Elvis Efri Ankra, of course, a former national organizer for the opposition NDC, and one-time Minister for Youth and Sport. We're still coming to you from the Black Star Square here, where the President-elect John Dramani Mahama, Vice President-elect Professor Naana Opoku Agyemang are expected to be officially sworn in to take over the reins of governance for this country for the next 4 years. And of course, it's been like that, cyclical. Since 1992, one party gets the nod, and after which we go for another election, 4 years. What Ghanaians usually do by convention is to retain that party. After 8 years, that party is booted out. So it's been like a baton change between the NDC and the MPP since 1992, and of course this year has not been an exception. Let's still attempt engaging some more people who have massed up here, and of course I've seen Jifagunu. Let's briefly attempt engaging Jifagunu, who is here. Of course, I know he's busy working. Jifagunu, you are live on GH1 TV. First of all, I know you are working, but how important is today to you?
Not to me. It's important to the whole of Ghana, so it's not to me personally. If I say to me, then it means that I'm being selfish. It is important to the whole of Ghana, because today marks the beginning of returning Ghana back to what Ghana should be. Yes. Where Ghana is working again, where there is freedom, where nobody is stifled from expressing their views, where if you're a businessman and you talk, nobody will come after your business, where everybody is respected, where the rights of every Ghanaian and even our guests are respected. For us, that is what today means for us.
Thank you very much. That's I'll leave you to work because you are busy working. The dignitaries are still filing in, and a number of them have come in already. As I mentioned, former President John Adekunkufo, former President of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, and many others have made their way to the Black Star Square. As the siren sounds, it signals the fact that other more guests, other more dignitaries are filing in, and after which we expect the ceremony proper, and that's the swearing in ceremony of John Dramani Mahama and Professor Naana Opoku Agyemang, who kick in, and Ghana will once again have made history that there has been a smooth change of governance from one party to the other, as has always been the case.
Right, so Ibrahim Al-Hassan there, bringing us up to speed from the grounds of the Black Star Square, helping us understand exactly what is going on there, speaking to a few dignitaries of the Sifria and Krajifagunu and a few, other individuals. And dignitaries are still arriving. So you can see there in your shot some of the dignitaries arriving. Earlier, we saw that former President Kufuor has arrived. Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has arrived there as well, together with his wife. They were all seated together. So you saw in your shot there, J. Kufuor, Dr. Bawumia, Nana Agyemang Rawlings, and Samira Bawumia all seated together, at one place there. So they are all there at the Black Star Square. But we're still yet to cite former President Nana Opoku Agyemang. But you can see some dignitaries making their way to the Black Star Square in your shot there. These are cameras picking up this particular feed of some of the dignitaries arriving. We don't know who this is, but it could be the former president or it could be the incoming president. But as you can see there in your shot, you can see those large umbrellas as well. That is very, very akin to Ashanti culture. So that can be none other person than Otumfuo or say Tutu the second and his entourage. That you can see there in your shot. You've not seen him yet, but I'm sure pretty shortly when he gets out of his vehicle, the cameras, I beg your pardon, will capture him, and then we will get to see him. But be minded, if you are anywhere around the Black Star Square, be minded of the traffic situation.
Yeah.
Because the traffic situation,
if you don't have anything that important to do around that enclave, please stay back home. You can enjoy the ceremony from the comfort of your homes. You can watch on TV. You can watch us here on GH1 TV, or as we stream online on our YouTube and our Facebook pages, and then you can have an appreciation of what's happening at the Black Star Square. It's quite a congestion leading to the area around the Independence Square. So please stay home, and then we do hope that there's adequate security arrangements for this day, because the numbers massing up to the Independence Square is quite massive. We understand that President-elect John Dramani Mahama is making his way to the Independence Square.
So we're bringing you the drone shots.
John 3:16.
That was for 2016, right?
Yeah.
So this one is John 3 what?
John 3:24.
So John 3:25. John 3:25. So the drone shots are showing you, the route that John Mahama is taking to the Black Star Square to go and be inaugurated as president. Of Parliament. That's the Marshal of Parliament with his plenty medals there in your shot. The Marshal of Parliament.
He's well decorated.
Decorated Marshal of Parliament. When you see all the medals there, you know that he's a very accomplished, well decorated, Marshal. You can see various members of the security services. All right, but my colleague Ibrahim Al-Hassan is engaging some more people, so let's connect back to Ibrahim as he engages.
Elephant is a very huge animal. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of work to kill the elephant. But finally, we killed the elephant. And the good news is that the elephant was not only killed, the body was mutilated. And you could see that from the gap. There is an overwhelming endorsement, an overwhelming authority that has been bestowed to the NDC and President John Dramani Mahama, and we do not take it for granted. We do not take it for granted, and that means that there is a huge responsibility. Which responsibility we must discharge with all the energy, the wisdom, and the alacrity we can command.
How important is it that you get it right? Because you talk about overwhelming support. It will definitely come with overwhelming expectation. How important is it that you get it right as a party?
It is super crucial that we get it right, because the people of this country will not be patient with us, because they have given us an overwhelming endorsement, and it is because of the confidence they have in our ability and our competence and our knowledge sets to be able to reset the country. And so they'll be expecting a lot from us. And that means that they will be measuring us with a higher measuring instrument. And that means that we must perform to optimum. And thankfully, the NDC is the political party in this country that has the competence, that has the know-how, the experience to be able to save the country in difficult times. From the days of Rawlings, we have always come in the crisis moment. And once again, we are going to rise to the occasion and save this country from the current doldrums, the crisis that we are in.
Thank you very much, Dr. Peter Bomo Otokuno, and of course, for the national office. In fact, he's in charge of the agric aspect of the manifesto, and we engage him briefly there. The dignitaries are still trooping in. As I mentioned, the vehicle you see to my right is that of the Speaker of Parliament, the Speaker of the Ninth Parliament. He just got elected and then is making his way here. There's some protocol arrangements have been done, after which he is expected to disembark and then join the other members of Parliament. Alexander Kwame Nafenyo-Makin, the majority leader is making his way, and he's the one you're looking at. That's Alexander Kwame Nafenyo-Makin, the minority leader, as you say, the minority leader. Of course, a while ago, he was the majority leader. But now, of course, after what transpired last night, after the dissolution of the 8th Parliament, he's become the minority leader, member of Parliament for Efutu. So as I mentioned, the dignitaries are still coming in. We are still awaiting the disembarkment of the Speaker to join Parliament. So as you saw Alexander Kwame Nafenyo-Makin move, he's moving to go take his seat as minority leader, because once again, this is a sitting of Parliament. What is going to happen here is inauguration or the swearing in of the president-elect, the vice president-elect, in the presence of Parliament as dictated by the 1992 Constitution. And so we're still here at the Black Star Square.
Right, so Ibrahim Al-Hassan there, he has just engaged Peter Boamo Otokuno, who is former Deputy General Secretary, Dr. Peter Boamo Otokuno, who is former Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. More dignitaries arriving. We know that John Mahama is making his way there to the Black Star Square to be inaugurated. And Ibrahim Al-Hassan earlier told us that this is a sitting of Parliament, right? So, former President Akufo-Addo there in your shot. Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, now comfortably called former President Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo.
He has joined the list of living former presidents. Yes. He joins former President Kufuor. Yeah, and interestingly, they are both of the Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition. You know, that are still alive. Former presidents that are still alive. The former presidents of the NDC have all passed on to glory.
I wonder how President Akufo-Addo, must be feeling now. I don't know whether he's going to heave a sigh of relief that, finally,
Ghanaians can stop mentioning my name.
I'm done with this, and I can just sit back and relax. You don't believe so?
No. I don't think he'll be very relieved that he doesn't have to go do official duties. But I think one of the things that will continue to worry him will be the National Cathedral.
You think so?
Yes, because of the amount of money that has been sunk into that hole, and then he will not be there to complete it. And it's now a headache as to what we are going to do with the hole.
It is now a state property, so the state will
I'm saying that, but maybe, as an individual, as somebody, as a pledge that he has made to God, and then he's leaving office without completing it. I think if I were him, when I wake up, even though nobody is going to, it's like, it's not an obligation anymore. It will be haunting me for the rest of my life. So this whole, I put in about 58 million. Is it $58 million or so?
Yes.
So you think that the whole hunting another down?
No, I think it will be worrying. If I were him, I'll be worried. Every day I wake up.
But he made a pledge to God and he wanted to fulfill it.
But he didn't.
Which he believed would have benefited the nation if the National Cathedral had been put.
So the only thing apart from the money aspect of it, the problem I had with the cathedral is that where it was located, I don't think we needed to break down so many house at the center, close to close to roads. That thing could have been built. Could have been built somewhere else, you know, so that become a tourist attraction.
All right, let's go back and join Ibrahim Al-Hassan to bring us more updates.
Being sworn in today, how crucial is it for you that today the NDC is returning to power?
It's a crucial moment in the history of Ghana, but the people of Ghana deserve better. They want relief, and they're taking that decision. It is a humbling moment for us to have a disciplinary attitude towards the people of Ghana and make sure we uplift their image and their hope for a future, a better future.
Many people have blamed the defeat of the MPP on arrogance of power. Is that something you are taking lesson from?
That is why I say it's a humbling moment for all of us to be disciplined as a country, to make sure the people's will is looked into and not our personal will.
Thank you very much, Anthony Nuchuko, and then of course with the Greater Accra Arena office. Let me pick just a comment from the Member of Parliament for Insaom, Adwajiri. You are live on GH1 TV. Yes. Briefly, what do you have to say to Ghanaians?
Well, we are here to witness it. Let's finish. We want to listen to the president. We'll make a very good we'll make comments.
Thank you very much, Frank Anodompre, the minority chief whip, and there are many other members. Honorable Patricia, you are live on GH1 TV. Just comment for Ghanaians.
Oh, today is another day. Such is life. There should always be a change. When there's a change, we expect the best. So today's ceremony, we're expecting it to go on smoothly without any incident, and we are all ready to forge together to ensure that Ghana moves forward.
Thank you very much, Honorable Patricia Piede, Deputy Minority Leader, Member of Parliament for Asokwa as well. Says she expects everything here to be very smooth, and change is the only concern thing, and so we will continuously be engaging the dignitaries and individuals who
Right, so the dignitaries will continue to be engaged by Ibrahim Al-Hassan, who is there on the grounds, and we're waiting for the arrival of John Dramani Mahama now. Now we know that who is who has arrived. Who is who has arrived. You know, the important people are all there. Members of the diplomatic corps are there. Security services, from customs to the police to the military, everybody is there. All the former presidents are there. Yeah. Former first ladies are there.
Yeah, the National Chief Imam
is there.
Former presidents of the various countries are also there.
Yeah. Asantehene is there.
Asantehene is there. The Gaman
chair is there.
So we're awaiting them. I have not cited Professor Naana Opoku Agyemang yet.
Well, I mean, you can imagine that he will arrive probably around the same time that former President Mahama will arrive. All right. And we understand that in our shot now is are the dignitaries from Rwanda. Okay. Also, you know, arriving there. And my oh my, it looks nice.
Yes. Organized. I see, if you, like I said, if you don't have any business there, I'm wondering what you'll be doing there at this time when, I mean, it is only those who've been invited and those who have the opportunity to view.
As an ordinary Ghanaian, you may want to go there.
Yes,
you know,
but you
also
see, looking at the numbers, if the place is packed to capacity and you're not allowed, then why would you still want to be lurking around? It's important that
to have a feel of it.
to also say part of history.
I was here some. You know, to also say I was here some. So
television than going there.
Anyway, so we continue to bring you a live coverage of a sitting of Parliament. The sitting of Parliament has been moved outside, as has been the convention. President of the Republic is going to be sworn in. Is going to take his next 4-year term, so he will take the oath of office. He will serve for 4 years, and within the 4 years, all Ghanaians will be watching him to see exactly what he's going to do to, in his words and his party's words, reset the country. Ghanaians have given him the mandate to reset. He came to Ghanaians and said, Ghanaians, I want to reset. Duncan Williams, there in your shots behind Valerie Sawyer.
Yeah, Dr. Valerie Sawyer.
Dr. Valerie Sawyer and Duncan Williams. Valerie Sawyer is one of the immediate appointments that have been made by former President Mahama. You can see there in your shots also members of the diplomatic community there also, you know, in your shot. So we'll wait. And Lily, you were making an interesting observation earlier when you said it seems as though when NDC presidents are swearing in and they hold the sword of, what is it called? Is it a sword of power?
I'm sure we can call it a sword of power.
No, it has a name. It has a name. So the justices.
The presidential sword.
Yeah, the presidential sword. The justices of the Supreme Court are arriving there in the STC bus in their full regalia. I don't know if the Chief Justice is there with them. Let's wait and see. Perhaps the Chief Justice is arriving.
I mean, she's coming.
Or maybe
to do
the Chief Justice will arrive separately. But these are justices of the Supreme Court arriving at the Black Star Square. And we know the Chief Justice is the one who will administer the oath, you know, the oath of office. So we know that there was a petition to remove the Chief Justice that was sent to President Akufo-Addo, but right before he left office, he dismissed it as frivolous and vexatious. Frivolous and vexatious. So he threw it out. Yeah, so we'll see Justice Tokono pretty shortly administering the oath of office, you know, for president. But yes, Lily.
Yes, so I was making an interesting observation about the state sword, you know, that every time the NDC is swearing in a president, they hold the state sword with both hands. Every time the NPP is swearing in a president, they hold it with one hand. We saw that with late President Mills.
Who held it with two hands.
We saw that with Jerry John Rawlings first. We saw that with late President. We saw that with John Dramani Mahama when he was president before.
And that's the clergy you see in your shots.
And then in 2000, when former President Kufuor was being sworn in holding the state sword, he held it with one hand, his right hand. In 2016, President Nana Akufo-Addo also held it with one hand. What could be the symbolism behind holding the state sword with both hands? It's quite interesting because I've made that clear observation about the swearing-ins of the various presidents of this republic.
What could it mean?
Could it mean that, well, I am holding it on with my whole heart?
Doc, what do you think?
I think it's the preciousness of that sword to the NDC compared to the MPP. That's the only thing, because when you respect someone, Madam Doctor, when you respect someone so much, you always hold a hand and then you greet the person. So when you are receiving something of precious nature and you just use one hand, it means that you're not that committed. That's all I can read.
But you know that in
so you can see the Supreme Court justices marching to take their seats ceremonially, you know, in their ceremonial attire, right? Marching gradually to go and take.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful to watch. Such a beautiful sight to behold. You know, dressed in the full justice regalia, being led by the symbol of justice, right? The scale, the scales of justice, right? It has to be balanced, and that is what is leading them. So I think that's always a reminder to every judge that in your dispensation of justice, it has to be very fair, very balanced, true to the facts, and that is what the scales mean, the scales of justice. You can see that one is not tilting too much downwards and one tilting too much upwards. It's very balanced. Yes. Well, this is a beautiful sight to behold from the Black Star Square. With the justices making their way, you know, to their seats. very beautiful. And you can trust us here at GH1 TV to bring you every single detail that we capture. And we've been doing that this morning here in the studio. We've been engaging with Dr. Norman here in the studio. Brilliant submissions that he's made so far. Dr. Ishmael Norman is the founder and president of the Institute for Security, Disaster and Emergency Studies, Ghana. He also does very well with commenting on national issues that bother on governance, among other things, and he's been doing that for us this morning here in the studio.
She's of affirmative action.
Yeah, Dr. Charity Baker is also here, the affirmative action woman. Yeah, she's here in the studio. She's the chair of the African Women Leaders Network, Ghana. Yeah, joining us here in the studio as well, and we've been engaging in, discussion on a variety of topics, of course, that bother on, what we're watching on our screens, right? And you can trust that from now till it's over, we're going to make sure that we bring you a very, very comprehensive coverage of everything that has been happening there and everything that will happen at the Black Star Square. So earlier, I was going through some of the expectations of the government, talking about the first 120 days, what they said they were going to do. Okay. But you wanted to make a comment?
Comment concerning the sword.
Yes, the sword.
Yes.
Yeah. Just when you were talking about that, the image that came to my mind is like, the Chinese and other people, when they want to greet, they do like this, they put their two hands together, total humility.
Yeah.
So if you do this, you hold the thing, it means like, it's for me, it's a sign of humility.
Yes.
It's a sign of embracing whatever you've been given in humility. But if I hold the thing and do like this, it's a sign
of a sign of power.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because you've been handed the sword of power.
Yes.
The right hand in our African culture, our right hand symbolizes strength and power and authority. So is that not an indication that I have been given the honor of authority of the entire nation? Could that not be a reason?
No, I think the power that you are given is
because even Nkrumah held it with his right hand.
Well,
and it was the first time that the state sword was being used.
Because he was taking it from the
colonials.
The colonial.
Yes.
And he wanted to show that we, the black
man, is capable of managing his own affairs.
Exactly. So we have gotten it. So probably they were doing that. So that for me would be, but if somebody in a contemporary time...
So you'll see the minority leader there in your shot. Yes, minority leader and majority leader. Minority leader Alexander Kwamina Afenyomakin in his beautiful kente.
And Dr. Atufosun doesn't disappoint with his suit and tie.
You see Muntaka Mubarak now.
Haruna
Idrisu, Sam George,
Alhaji Collins Dauda.
And Alhaji Collins Dauda. Yeah, the man who is always wearing white. Even when he was going to court all the time with his Saglemi case, which is not finished, by the way.
Yeah.
I wonder now that a new Attorney General is going to take over, whether they are going to continue with the Saglemi housing case.
Well, it's still in court.
It's still in court, but it's the Attorney General that is prosecuting the case. So if there is a new Attorney General from his party, will the Attorney General continue prosecuting?
Yes,
or they can file another prosecutor.
This is it.
But whatever be the case has to be dealt with.
Exactly.
So whether they discontinue or they don't, it has to be ended.
Yeah, it has to be ended some way, somehow. I'm just wondering how it's going to end, whether they will continue or they will file another prosecutor. It still remains to be seen. Yeah, it still remains to be seen. So we're talking about the sword, right? The sword of
the state sword.
The state sword, the symbol of power.
So for instance, if I take the sword and I do this, like finally I've gotten the power. But if I take the sword and I hold it like this,
two hands,
and I do this like I'm deferring to the people or something in humility.
So whichever way submissions,
So that is the Chief Justice Gertrude Araba
Isaba Sakitokunu. He's getting ready to swear in President Tila.
And the petition to remove her was dismissed
yesterday
as vexatious and frivolous. you know, was thrown out.
Some more members of parliament in your shot.
Yeah, Francis Abia is also there.
The
second deputy speaker of parliament in your shot there, and the first deputy speaker of parliament as well in your shot there.
The deputy minority leader, Patricia P.
Minority chief with Frank Anodombre there.
Also there.
Dr. Osei Educhum. Former
immediate past education minister.
It's going to be very hot.
Quite an interesting.
Well, it's a full sitting of parliament, right? It's a full sitting of parliament because when you look at the constitution, the president must be sworn in, you know, in parliament. Just that the sitting of parliament has been moved to the Independence Square. So you expect to see all 275.
Well, we're still waiting for
outstanding.
75 years, you are right.
So these are chiefs from the northern part of Ghana. There in your shot as well. So everybody who is you know, is there.
The creme de la creme.
To witness this historic moment. I am eagerly anticipating the inaugural speech of John Dramani Mahama.
It's past 10.
I hope that we do not have issues of plagiarism this time around. You know.
NDC has never done that.
Oh dear.
It is only ex-president who
in the history of the Fourth Republic. It is only Nana Opoku 2017 inaugural speech, which is most memorable in the minds of a lot of Ghanaians.
Yes.
You know, because of the plagiarism aspect, but not necessarily only because of that. It's also because what he said at that time was quite profound.
Yeah, it resonated with a lot of Ghanaians.
Charging people to be citizens
and not spectators.
Not spectators, right?
Yeah, he took it from Bill Clinton.
Yeah, from Bill Clinton.
And Bush.
Yeah, and Bush.
2 presidents of the U.S. That means you don't respect yourself.
There was a member of parliament who also plagiarized Ali Mohammed's son, Farouk Ali Mahama, after he lost. He also plagiarized Kamala Harris's
acceptance speech, you know. Quite a lot of
that was word for word. Farouk Ali Mohammed's own was word for word what Kamala Harris, you know, put out there in his. I don't think there's going to be any plagiarism today.
I hope so.
Yeah, so you know. Now there are internet tools and other tools that you can use to check plagiarism. So if you write something, you put it in plagiarism checker and then you check it before you print it, so that you make sure that you are not plagiarizing. But I'm looking forward to it because this is historic, right? The first president to do 2 non-consecutive terms, right? So he's coming back for another term after 8 years, going into opposition 8 years ago. After 8 years, he's coming back. He has an agenda to reset the country. So I'm looking forward to hearing. And
that's just 4 years to do that resetting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing exactly what he has got to say to the good people of Ghana now that he has officially taken over the reins of government. So we are seeing the clerk of parliament walking, being led by the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin. You can see the Speaker's mace. So the Clerk of Parliament, who presided yesterday before Speaker Bagbin was re-nominated or re-elected, leading Speaker Alban Bagbin to his seat. Of course, we know that the Speaker is presiding because this is a session of Parliament, so he also has to go and take his seat. So he'll go and take his seat there. So you see the seating arrangements are done just the way it will be done in Parliament, right? So you'd realize that when the President was delivering the State of the Nation address, this is how the seating arrangement was. So it's exactly, you know, like that. So after the President is sworn in, he will go and take that big chair, you know, and then sit in it. But that's Alban Bagbin, Speaker of Parliament, arriving, exchanging pleasantries with Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono. You remember their beef, so to speak, towards the end of the 8th Parliament. You know, about between the judiciary and the legislature, right? The declaring of seats vacant.
And then the constitutionality of what to declare vacant and what not to declare vacant. That was quite interesting.
The Chief Justice was so worried that we are living in a country where the Parliament of Ghana is not sitting. You know, we are in a constitutional crisis. And the Speaker seemed not to be bothered.
Policies, it is pushed through before the rules they were never done.
Perhaps the Speaker was trying to prove that he's number 3.
Yes, well, he had emphasized. He had emphasized
so
that.
number 3 and the number 4.
And he proved it. He didn't budge. He didn't do it. Most of the things that the NPP were.
But eventually, number 4, made interpretation.
Yes.
To the constitutional provision.
We ran a constitutional.
And eventually swore number 3 in.
Yeah.
So they need each other. You are number 3, but number 4 has to swear you in. So
they are interrelated.
Exactly, they are supposed to work together for the interests of the people of this country, not as individuals.
The important thing is that she is number 4.
Former Finance Minister Seth Tekpe there.
Yeah, Seth Tekpe in your shot there.
Will he still be made Finance Minister?
No.
I thought that was your husband.
No,
it's not.
Fred, no.
No, but so we'll see. Well, with the appointments that have been made, we only know of just a few of them, but within the first 90 days, like the president has said, these appointments will be made. So these are dignitaries arriving. These are dignitaries from Morocco.
Remind you on the 30%.
Who are
Dr. Minka is still insistent on her
affirmative
page 113.
Page 113, affirmative action.
Yes.
No, of the NDC manifesto.
Oh, the NDC manifesto. Yeah, affirmative action. Affirmative action. I've not seen NAPO.
Page 113.
Yes, I haven't signed it.
Paragraph.
Paragraph 5 points something.
She knows a paragraph too.
Well, he's no more a member of parliament.
NAPO?
Yes.
Yeah, but he should be there. He's a statesman.
An important statesman.
He's a statesman.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's there somewhere.
There. Exactly.
I'm sure NAPO is there somewhere. Would like our cameras to capture him. So that we will see him. We've captured everybody. So we'd like our cameras to capture him so that we'll see him.
Is the president not around?
So we have been telling you about all the people who have been or who have arrived. So in your shot now, Vice President, former Vice President Dr. Bawumia, former President John Agyekum Kufuor, former Second Lady Samira Bawumia, former President Nana Akufo-Addo, and his sweet,
beautiful
Rebecca, who was quite angry at Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin for allowing parliamentarians to talk to her husband anyhow. I don't know if you saw that video.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that video. This is Kofi Adams.
Yeah.
Kofi Adams, Member of Parliament for the Buim constituency. There in your shot as well. Comfordoyo Gansa as well.
There's Quinsta Sawyer there, and a host of other parliamentarians who've made their way to the Independence Square. Does it appear that President-elect John Mahama is making his way? I see a few more dignitaries also coming in there. We are patiently awaiting the arrival of President-elect Mahama so he can take his oath of office, and then the work to resetting the country begins. Ghanaians are eager. Like we've been discussing, Ghanaians may not be that patient in waiting for him to settle in.
So it says within the first 90 days, right, he will scrap the following draconian taxes to alleviate hardships and ease the high cost of doing business. E-levy, COVID levy, 10% levy on bets winnings, and emissions levy. So, Dr. Norman, within the first 90 days.
120 days.
It's very
within the first 90 days. There's a 120-day period, but within the first 90 days, this is what he says that he will do. Also, within the first 90 days, review taxes and levies on vehicles and equipment imported into the country for industrial and agricultural purposes. And also drafting the needed legal amendments and prepare for implementing the 24-hour economy policy under the office of the president. So these are things that he has said he will do within the first 90 days.
They are all achievable, and he's giving himself enough time. 90 days, good laws can be passed in Parliament. Because by that time, Parliament will be already. Yes.
And that's around that time that the first budget will be presented.
Exactly. So Parliament will be ready for that. In terms of the taxes for agricultural, industrial equipment, they are very necessary. If you want to land the 24-hour economy, you have to give the people the chance to be able to have the equipment. And I wish it had linked it to also a reduction in interest rate for the importation of this equipment, so that the people who invest in them, and interestingly, I've been inspired by President Mahama and General Mosquito. They are good farmers. And when I saw his farm, I said to my wife, we're going to have to do the same. Because he's got a space, we have the space, we should be able to do that. You know, so I think the equipment, the taxes on those equipment will help a great deal in motivating people to take farming and investment in manufacturing very, very seriously. So they are all doable.
Alexander, Kwamina Fenyumakin in your shot there, the minority leader. You can see Dr. Kwabena Dufo, former governor of the Bank of Ghana, former finance minister. I think he's been one of the longest serving finance ministers that we've had here in this country, right? Yeah, he was, you know.
You can also see Joyce Ba-Muktari there.
Joyce Ba-Muktari also there in your shot. This is Jacob Zuma in your shot, former president of South Africa. In your shots there. Also as the inauguration of JDM or JM as president. JM has also said that he's going to establish an accelerated export development council, and this council is going to promote exports as part of a broader strategy for economic transformation. So he will do this within the first 90 days. I mean, the first 120 days. Convene a national consultative conference on education to build consensus on the needed improvements to the education sector. When we talk about education, free SHS has been front and center really of education in this country for about the past 8 years. It's been arguably the most talked about policy in this country, and it is arguably the biggest legacy that President Akufo-Addo will leave behind as he's exiting office. But in your shot there, you are seeing the representative of the president of Equatorial Guinea arriving, you know, there in that vehicle that you see. So the Equatorial Guinea representatives are arriving there in your shot. But talking about convening a national consultative conference of education, you know, how crucial will something like this be in your estimation?
I think it's very
for us to talk about education. Do we not already know the problems in the education sector?
Oh, but I think we have learned a lot. The implementation of the free SHS policy has been plagued with a number of challenges. And I think that it's time for us to pause and look at it critically. I've always felt that it is a good thing that everybody is given an opportunity to go to school. And in our time, boarding houses going to a boarding house was a big deal for us. Where at least we are able to get away from learn in an environment that is conducive and all those kinds of things.
And Julius Debra and Asiedun Ketia, chairman of the NDC and chief of staff of President Mahama in your shots there.
So, but when the free SHS was introduced, we realized that because of the large numbers, a number of young people found themselves not in the boarding system, but the parents had to hire places for them.
And that's the president of Rwanda.
Paul
Kagame. Yeah, he's in town. Yeah. Wow. I like this man.
Benevolent dictatorship.
Benevolent what?
Dictatorship.
Well, he's a democratically elected president.
I know. I'm saying that he's that's not what we're
democratically elected. He has more than 90%.
Yes. I'm saying by the way Rwanda is governed. It puts everybody is in line.
Rwanda is transformed. Rwanda is
because so you can't do anything. For instance, sorry, I was going to talk about the SHS, but let me just talk quickly about this one. But even domestic violence against women, these things we have been talking about. When I was in Rwanda, I think was it last year or so, I took a taxi. I never said anything. I didn't introduce myself as a gender activist or anything. The taxi driver started chatting with me. He said, "Do you know that in this country, if you are a man, you even get a woman pregnant, and the girl says that you were responsible for the pregnancy, and you even denying that it's a criminal offense and you'll be jailed. You cannot touch your wife. If you have a disagreement with your wife, you don't want her, you must leave the house and not kick her out like we do here. And they say there are so many things you can't do in Rwanda. The people, you can't go around be throwing things around. The people themselves will arrest you. And so there's so much discipline.
There's so much discipline.
Well, let me go back to
of Paul Kagame. But in your shop there, you are seeing an exchange of pleasantries between, dignitaries, President Akufo-Addo, or former President Akufo-Addo, and Dr. Bawumia. They're exchanging pleasantries. And I believe this potentially is the arrival of more dignitaries. A lot of people pretty excited to meet the dignitaries that are arriving, at the venue. So you see the horses coming. This can only mean one thing.
Yes.
This can only mean one thing. This is the arrival of John Dramani Mahama to the Black Star Square, which is a sitting of parliament, like we've repeatedly been saying, to be sworn in.
And today is Constitutional Day. It's
Constitution Day.
Constitution Day. Quite interesting that we actually forgot what today is.
Well, a constitutional function is going to be a major constitutional function. Is going to be performed on Constitution Day. In your shot there, you see the National Chief Imam. In your shot, the evergreen, ever strong, ever living Chief Imam. You saw Joshua Alabi in your show there as well. Let's remind our viewers as well that not only are we live on GH1 television, we're also live on Star 103.5 FM. Live on Star 103.5 FM. We're also live on our social media platforms. We're streaming live on Facebook. Very big good morning to all of you who are watching and listening to us under our Facebook live stream. We see all of you. We're seeing your comments, and we appreciate you for watching us live on Facebook. We really appreciate you. Keep the comments coming, and we'd love to hear from you. Educhum and Nsawama Duadri MP there. One cannot engaged in their chit chat. We're also live on YouTube. So for those of you who are watching us on YouTube as well, very big thank you for watching. We're going to make sure that we keep you posted and updated. Keep watching. We are live on X. Keep watching on X as well. We are live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi. We are live on Empire 102.7 FM in Takoradi as well. And this is our live coverage of the inauguration of John Dramani Mahama, who we believe has arrived. So very soon we'll be seeing him. He's also said that there is going to be...
Yes, thing. I wanted to just...
Yes, just wrap up on the SHS comment, yes.
So I think that is, after 8 years, we really need to review the policy, because there are certain things that people have not even talked about, and I have been saying it on other platforms. That is because these young people were forced to be on their own. A number of them got pregnant. Teenage pregnancy. I know at least one person from my village who they...
All right. But I think we have to go to the Black Star Square. The speaker, I believe, has started a sitting of parliament. And so we'll join the feed live now.
May proceed now.
right, so we believe that the parliamentary sitting has started. We heard the Speaker of Parliament announce that parliamentary sitting is starting. So you saw there Alexander Kwamina Afenyomarkin, Minority Leader, Kesiel, Dr. Kesiel Latoforsen, Majority Leader, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbing, the Clerk of Parliament, and a few others gathering around and moving in to go and meet John Dramani Mahama as he arrives, you know, to the venue. We believe that he should be there now, and so he will be met. And I believe that after they meet him, he will come and take his original sitting position, and the rest of the proceedings can be underway. So that is what you are seeing there in your shows. And of course, as is very typical of us here in this country, and rightly so, there is always a beautiful, beautiful cultural display. And you can see there in your shot the drummers of the fronton from the mighty fronton from drums. We know that the mighty fronton from drums are always beaten, you know, when big and important occasions are happening here in this country, and this is one such occasion. And of course, my panel and my co-host, we're talking about the fact that today is a holiday and it is Constitution Day, and a big constitutional function is going to be performed, which is the swearing in of the president. So you can see there in your shot the arrival of John Dramani Mahama, president-elect, soon to be president of the Republic of Ghana, being led by an entourage of horses, the motorcade. Let's join the feed live.
Ghana having its first female vice president.
The bedlam here is intense. It is intense. There is much joy, happiness, excitement, all in readiness for what we are about to witness.
And security is also in full force. We have various security personnel deployed to ensure the total safety and security of personnel. They are all playing critical roles to ensure that this event goes seamlessly, devoid of any major hitches. We have rich display of culture.
I believe that is...
And that is DSP Mary Agamba. She's in charge of the police mounted
invited guests arriving now is the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Shall we all wave our flags to welcome him? Invited guests, arriving now is the president-elect John Dramani Mahama. He is accompanied by his spouse, soon-to-be First Lady, Her Excellency Lordina Dramani Mahama. Shall we all wave our flags to welcome him?
of Parliament here at the Black Star Square. The entourage of Parliament includes the Clerks of Parliament and other senior officials of Parliament. As I mentioned earlier, we will soon enter the Chamber of Parliament, and so the Speaker of Parliament will shortly take over. Shall we please rise as they process into the chamber? I wish to announce that only accredited photographers and media personnel are allowed at the designated places on the square. Please, if you are not authorized to be on the square, kindly move back.
Honorable members, you may now resume your seats. Honorable members, I now have the singular honor and pleasure to invite Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, to administer the oaths to the President-elect and the Vice President-elect. We will start with the Vice President-elect, who will take and subscribe to the oath of allegiance and the oath of the Vice President. Your Ladyship, the Chief Justice, you may now do so now.
Your Excellency, first the oath of allegiance. Kindly say after me. I,
Professor Naana Opoku Agyemang,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
To the Republic of Ghana.
To the Republic of Ghana.
As by law established.
As by law established.
That I will uphold.
That I will uphold.
The sovereignty and integrity of Ghana.
The sovereignty and integrity of Ghana.
And that I will preserve.
And that I will preserve.
Protect. And defend.
The
Constitution.
The Constitution.
Of the Republic of Ghana.
Of the Republic of Ghana.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Your Excellency, now the oath of the Vice President.
I, Professor Naana Opoku Agyemang,
having been elected
to
the office of Vice President of the Republic of Ghana,
to the office of Vice President of the Republic of Ghana,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will be faithful.
That I will be faithful.
And true. To the Republic of Ghana.
To the Republic of Ghana.
That I will at all times.
That I will at all times.
Preserve.
Protect.
And defend.
The
Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
And I dedicate myself. To the service. And well-being.
Of
the people of the Republic of Ghana. And to do right. To all manner of persons. I further solemnly swear that should I at any time break this oath of office, I shall submit myself to the laws of the Republic of Ghana. And suffer the penalty for it. So help me God. Congratulations, Madam Vice President.
Thank you.
Honorable members, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana shall now sign the oath book.
So we've just witnessed the Vice President, Her Excellency Professor Naana Opoku Agyemang, take the oath of office. The oath of office was administered to her by the Chief Justice. Interestingly, both of them are old girls of Wesley Girls Senior High School in Cape Coast. All of them are also from the Central region. Both of them are also from the Central region. So that is a very interesting dynamic to this whole swearing in. Both of them accomplished women, right? A woman Chief Justice, the first woman Vice President, all of them from Wesley Girls. So props and big ups to Wesley Girls Senior High School. And props and big ups to the Central region as well.
It's quite a feat. I mean, she's accomplished many firsts in her life, and I'm not sure she ever thought that in her quest to become first in a lot of the things she would become first female vice.
But she's the first in a lot of things.
Yes.
First female vice chancellor in Ghana
and
of
across
a university.
Africa.
In fact, in Africa, first female HOD of the English department. First female vice president as well. She's first of a lot of things, right? So this is real history, and she's charted a path that is going to be very inspirational to a lot of young women who are up and coming. They will know that it is possible, and they will know that once you put your mind to it, there is nothing that you cannot achieve, right? And she has also said that she comes and she represents hope. If you remember, that hope to the young woman out there, to the young lady out there, that they can also rise through the ranks and achieve big things in this life, and she represents that hope. But let's go back. The Speaker of Parliament will continue with proceedings.
And I have the pleasure and joy to, on your behalf, invite His Excellency the President-elect to take and subscribe to the oath of allegiance and the presidential oath. Your Excellency, you may now proceed to do so.
Your Excellency, kindly say after me, this is the oath of allegiance. Your name?
John Dramani Mahama.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance.
And allegiance.
To the Republic of Ghana.
To the Republic of Ghana.
As by law established.
As by law established.
That I will uphold.
And that I will uphold.
The sovereignty.
The sovereignty.
And integrity.
And integrity.
Of Ghana.
Of Ghana.
And that I will preserve.
And that I will preserve.
Protect.
Protect.
And defend.
And defend.
The Constitution.
The Constitution.
Of the Republic of Ghana.
Of the Republic of Ghana.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Your Excellency, now the presidential oath.
I, John Dramani Mahama,
having been elected
to the
high office
of President of the Republic of Ghana,
of President of the Republic of Ghana,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear,
that I will be faithful,
that I will be faithful
and true to the Republic of Ghana,
to the Republic of Ghana,
that I will at all times preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, and that I dedicate myself to the service and well-being of the people of the Republic of Ghana, and to do right to all manner of persons. I further solemnly swear that should I at any time break this oath of office, I shall submit myself to the laws of the Republic of Ghana, and suffer the penalty for it. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President. Let me be the first.
Right, so President John Dramani Mahama has been sworn in as President of the Republic of Ghana. No more President-elect. He is now President John Dramani Mahama, and he will now take the seat that the President occupies when he goes to Parliament. And you can see him there sitting in the seat. This is the moment that he has been waiting for. This is the moment that the NDC has been waiting for. This is the moment that a lot of Ghanaians have been waiting for. John Dramani Mahama is now President of the Republic of Ghana. He has been sworn into office, and as of now, till 7th January 2029, he is the President of the Republic, and history has been made. That's the man there in your shot, in his beautiful outfits.
This is quite interesting. We've never seen.
Now we will take the national anthem. Let's join the feed.
Culture and steady in its pursuit of progress.
All right, we're to take the national anthem, but of course, we all know the words of the national anthem: God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of rights. Fill our hearts with true humility, make us cherish fearless honesty, and help us to resist oppressors' rule.
That one.
With all our will and might forevermore. Let's join the feed once again.
And modesty, and above all, truthfulness. From the moment he stepped into the political arena, John Mahama has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the people of Ghana. His approachable demeanor, paired with his genuine concern for the needs of the Ghanaian, has earned him their trust. A trust that is pivotal for any leader aiming to guide a nation through challenging times.
What I really like about JDM is his humility. The man is simply so down to earth, it's unbelievable. He's so humble, it's unbelievable. I really like that about him.
Don Mama Osonyame, Odonyame, Osonyame, Openi Passem, Okitakumapa, Mihuna said Mihuni Abema, or you've been so on you in the pen. We are Palau, we are Penny, we are Pepenu, we are Trivio, we are the Biao, try to be out Fibia, Domama Tawasa. On Casse, we in a tree, we in your will.
Honorable members
of Obia.
President Mahama is practical. He communicates his issues very, very well. And he understands the Ghanaian politics very well. He understands the Ghanaian people very well. And that is what I like about him.
The brand, John Dramani Mahama, is not just a name. It represents resilience, strength, progress, and empathy.
I believe John Dramani Mahama is loved by many. His personality.
And now, on your behalf, invite His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, to deliver his inaugural address. Your Excellency, you may now proceed to do so.
Hold it. The Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Members of Parliament, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Jane Naana Opoku Agyemang, Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, Your Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Ghana, and special guest of honor for this occasion, Your Excellencies, Presidents, Heads of Government and Development Agencies, Your Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, and former Presidents, Your Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters. I wish you a good morning, and we give thanks to the Almighty God on this occasion. Our Father who art in heaven, we thank you for giving us this day, a day that offers me, your humble servant, a unique opportunity to work to reset our dear country, Ghana. 32 years ago, on January 7th, Ghana made its first and most successful democratic transition, a reset, with the swearing in of the newly democratically elected President, Jerry John Rawlings, of blessed memory. Our nation was returned to a multi-party democracy with a new constitution that went into effect, and the Fourth Republic was officially established. I refer to it as a reset because on that day in 1993, we made our fourth attempt at establishing a democratic system of government with term limits based on free, fair, and transparent elections. The handover of power on January 7, 2001, between former President Jerry John Rawlings and at the time the newly elected President John Ajekun Kufuor, tested that reset, and our nation passed with flying colors. So today, with my induction as the new President of the Republic of Ghana, history is being made once again. And it is a history worth repeating every 4 years with each newly elected president. Today, we're also making a different kind of history, one that speaks to our maturity as a democracy, a nation of citizens enfranchised with the authority at the polls to determine their political future. Today's exercise between the outgoing President, His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, and I feels a bit like a deja vu. That is because 8 years ago to this day, on January 7, 2017, we shared this same space and performed this same transitional exercise. At the time, I was the outgoing President, having served one term, and he was the incoming President, having been given a mandate by the people of Ghana to lead this great nation of us. He and I both understood on that day, as I'm sure we are today, that it is the people of Ghana that we are elected to serve. Somehow, it seems fitting that it is with Nana Akufo-Addo that I twice shared this stage and this unique historical distinction, because Nana Akufo-Addo and I began our national political careers in Parliament in the same year, 1996. He has always greeted me with warmth, a firm handshake, and a smile, and he is perhaps the only person in my life who has persistently chosen to call me Johnny. While we belong to opposing political parties, we shared a sense of mutual respect. In those early days, we probably could not have imagined that destiny would bring us to the leadership of our respective parties, and that we would have to face off 3 separate times as we each vied for the highest office of the land. Nana, as this will be our final meeting under these circumstances, and as I look back on the journey we have traveled together, 2 much younger men who entered Parliament together with a full head of black hair, and you with the same bald head and round eyeglasses, I have to say that you have, without exception, been a worthy opponent. I extend my warmest wishes to His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmudu Bawumia. It was a grueling campaign, and we gave it our all. Your sportsmanship in making an early concession eased tensions and contributed to the early conclusion of the electoral contest. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. My brothers and sisters, the world in which Ghana exists today, as I begin this presidency, is not the same world in which we have lived under other presidencies. There are tensions and conflicts that have not previously existed between nations. These tensions and conflicts place pressure on alliances to decide where we will support. There's a seismic shift happening within the system of global economic dominance. Whereas the G7 nations, United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan once provided the highest percentage of the world's GDP, over the last decade, that number has been steadily dropping. However, the combined total of the GDP of the BRIC nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, UAE, their GDP has been consistently increasing. In 2023, for instance, the G7's combined total of world GDP was 30%. But by 2029, that number is predicted to drop to 27%. In 2023, the BRICS percentage of world GDP was 37.3%. And so what does this mean to us in Ghana? What could it mean to our economy? Where do we fit in this geopolitical maelstrom? Technology such as artificial intelligence has taken us to new heights, opening up the potential for national, financial, and personal security issues that we are not yet able to imagine. One example is the use of misinformation and algorithm manipulations on social media platforms to sway a particular group's sentiments towards or away from something. Now more than ever before, we need to strengthen our ties with our neighbors to ensure that we're working together to keep our sub-region safe. We stand in solidarity and work in alliance with all our neighbors in the sub-region. Recognizing the history of our borders, we also acknowledge that on the other side of our country's borders are our family members. They may be Ivorians, they may be Togolese, they may be Burkinabes, they may be Nigerians or Malians, but they are also Akans, they are Kasinas, they are Gwans, they are Ewes, they are Nzemes, they are Hauses, they are Moshis and Gurmes, because we are all part of one another, one big family. With the increase of the climate crisis, and as the waters grow warmer, melting the Arctic ice and permafrost, there's a greater likelihood for viruses that have been frozen and thought to be extinct for decades, perhaps even centuries, to begin to spread and create another global pandemic. The changing climate conditions, increased population density in urban areas, and mass international travel are enabling existing viruses to spread and mutate at a faster and faster rate than they did before. This is a serious challenge. Let us not forget the toll that the past epidemics of viruses like Ebola, COVID, and Mpox have taken on the families and communities and medical infrastructure in several of our neighboring countries and in the sub-region. Let us also not forget how swiftly and completely the COVID pandemic brought the entire world to a screeching halt. My government will be working diligently to strengthen our public health systems while monitoring the global health situation so that when, and not if, but when the next pandemic or epidemic occurs, the loss of lives in Ghana will be minimal. The larger world exists around us and to some extent within us. While we cannot and should never use it as an excuse to stray from the direct and immediate needs of Ghana for the well-being of our citizens, we must also bear in mind that the affairs of the world, if we care to shape, lessen, avoid, or even at the other end of things, maximize the effect they have on us. My brothers and sisters, barely a month ago, we held historic elections that have caused dramatic shifts in our political landscape. I feel greatly honored that you, my compatriots, considered me worthy of receiving such an unprecedented and overwhelming mandate to steer the affairs of our beloved nation at this critical time in our history. The magnitude of this victory in the presidential elections and the gains that were made by my party, the National Democratic Congress, in the parliamentary elections naturally and justifiably resulted in great joy and celebration across our country, Ghana. But celebrations, no matter how justified and how well earned, must be supplanted by discernment, sobriety, and deeper insights into why we received this kind of mandate in the first place. By voting as you did on December 7th, the Ghanaian people conveyed a powerful message, yet often overlooked by us politicians. This message was powerfully emphasized by a giant of American political history, President Ronald Reagan, when he declared at his inauguration some 40 years ago that governments have no power except that granted by the people. While Ghanaians take great pride in our thriving democracy, they are deeply dissatisfied with the quality of governance over the years and have openly voiced that dissatisfaction through the decisive actions that they undertake at the elections. Our people also understand that democracy is not just a token adorned with periodic elections followed by pomp and pageantry with the establishment of a new government. They expect that if democracy is celebrated as a superior means of governance, then its outcomes must be more tangible and benefit them in their individual lives. Any honest introspection and reflection on the pulse of our nation would reveal that many within our population do not feel that they have benefited from or partaking in this democratic dividend. Where people buffeted by severe economic crisis and hardships, and in the last few years we have lurched from crisis to crisis. But there is hope on the horizon. Today should mark the beginning of a new opportunity, an opportunity for us to make a difference in our governance and our economic management. We shall reset our dear nation, Ghana. To the millions of my fellow countrymen and women who joined long queues and waited in the sun for their turn to vote for me, you have my sincerest thanks for honoring me. My firm, immutable assurance is that your vote will matter in the work that I'll do to make a difference in the destiny of this dear nation of ours. Your courage to bring change will not go in vain. Our nation was born with much promise. That promise would seem hazy and in doubt now because of all that has happened in the past. But I urge you, my fellow countrymen, not to be sucked into a state of perpetual pessimism. For some time, our country has urgently needed leadership with an unwavering desire to get things done. I with all humility assent that I intend to be that leader with your cooperation and your help. As your next leader, I shall strive to exercise sound judgment and be able to make the right calls at the right time. I will have the humility and presence of mind to take responsibility for any challenges and be willing to act firmly and timeously to resolve the challenges that we face as a nation. Since the elections, I have read and heard the word hope used many times in relation to my presidency and what it should offer the citizens of Ghana. I intend to speak plainly and clearly to you today, and every time I address you subsequently, I intend to always tell you the truth. The circumstances we find ourselves in are indeed dire, but even so, I'll be decisive and swift in my actions. We'll focus our initial efforts on 4 critical areas. The first is economic restoration and stabilization of the macroeconomic environment. The second is the improvement of the business and investment environment to ensure that Ghana is once again open for business. The third is governance and constitutional reforms. And the final, but not the least, is accountability and the fight against corruption. My brothers and sisters, actions have always spoken louder than words. With that in mind, I have entered into a covenant with you, the good people of Ghana, in which I have enumerated 26 actions that I'll take within my first 120 days. There is reason for hope, and there is every reason for hope. But we must also have faith, because faith empowers us to trust the things that will happen. With faith, you believe what you know, and that is why we need faith to be able to achieve our reset. We need a reset with the faith we have in our country and our leadership. We need a reset with the faith we have in our institutions. We need a reset with our faith in our dear nation, Ghana. And by that I mean in all of us, because all of us are Ghana. You are Ghana, and I am Ghana. All of you seated here today, Ghanaian citizens, you are Ghana. The people who you are with or near you as you watch this on television, in your homes, or listen on radio, or follow on social media are what we call Ghana. I ask that we enter into the covenant with the Ghana we all love and the good people of our country who make up this dear nation. And I ask that you envision a Ghana that you want to live in, a Ghana that you want to leave behind to your children and your grandchildren. What can you do to help build that better Ghana that we all strive for? What behaviors, what attitudes and mindsets can we reset? We need a reset, and we have faith in Ghana's ability to overcome, excel, and be so successful with this reset that it will be difficult to imagine a time when that was not the case. As we stand at this momentous crossroads in our nation's history, I am honored and humbled to accept the mantle of the President of the Republic of Ghana. Today we celebrate a new administration and herald an unprecedented era of opportunity and transformation. With Naana Opoku Agyemang by my side, we are poised to embark on a journey of progress and inclusivity, united in our vision for a more prosperous Ghana. This day is particularly special for us and for every Ghanaian who dreams of a society where barriers are shattered and ambitions are realized. With the inauguration of Ghana's first female vice president, we have turned a significant page in our history. Nana Jane's ascension to the high office is not merely a personal triumph. It symbolizes our collective commitment to fostering a nation where gender equality and female representation are cherished and amplified. This is a powerful testament to the power of diverse voices to shape the future, voices that have the courage to soar beyond our traditional confines. My brothers and sisters, together as we look to the horizon, we reaffirm our dedication to breaking the glass ceiling that has long hindered many from reaching their full potential. Governance that reflects all segments of our population strengthens our democracy and enriches our conversation. We stand committed to enacting policies that empower women and ensure that the door of opportunity is opened wide for our youth and our women, regardless of their background. Together we'll galvanize our efforts to create a society where every Ghanaian can dream, believe, and achieve without any restraints. Remember that great leadership is not defined merely by the offices we occupy, but by the legacy that we leave for future generations. My administration, along with my Vice President, Naana Opoku Agyemang, will prioritize inclusivity, accountability, and innovation, forging pathways that will lead to the upliftment of all of our citizens. I'm profoundly grateful for this moment, a cornerstone in our journey towards a brighter future for Ghana. In this resounding victory, I see a clarion call, particularly from the youth of Ghana, a generation that is brimming with potential and dreams that are waiting to be realized. This moment is a powerful affirmation that your voices matter, that your aspirations are valid, and that your future must be our priority. We're committed to translating your hopes into action and creating opportunities for education, entrepreneurship, employment, and empowerment. Our policies will be tailored to sustain innovation and foster industry that engages today's young minds and equip them with the skills needed for tomorrow's challenges. Together with the private sector and captains of business, we will create decent and well-paying jobs. As we embark on this new chapter, I assure you that our decisions will champion diversity in all facets of governance, ensuring that every Ghanaian, regardless of your ethnicity, your gender, your age, your religion, or any background, will have the opportunity to contribute to our nation's story. Ghana's youth represent the heartbeat of our democracy. Their ambition will drive our policies as we strive to create an inclusive, equitable society where everyone has a seat at the table. Our vision hinges on the introduction and implementation of a 24-hour economy. We envisage an innovative and vibrant 24-hour Ghanaian economy, which will also be anchored in agriculture and agribusiness. This innovative approach would unlock potentials that have long remained dormant, enabling us to harness the energy and creativity of all our people. Just imagine a Ghana where our markets are alive and bustling at all hours of the day, with responsive public services accessible at all times, such that businesses can operate flexibly to meet the diverse demands that they are subjected to. And young people, including entrepreneurs, can find opportunities regardless of traditional institutions. The 24-hour economy model will also bolster job creation for the young people, stimulate local industry, and attract foreign investments, and allow us to build resilient communities and a sustainable future. This vision extends beyond mere economic transactions. It symbolizes empowerment, the empowerment of every Ghanaian to contribute to our national progress. My fellow citizens, this vision will allow us to embrace diversity, to cater to varied lifestyles and preferences, and foster a culture of inclusion, ensure that every citizen can enjoy the fruits of his hard work. To the business leaders and entrepreneurs, I invite you to support this new model and join me in shaping a business environment where creativity thrives and where the fruits of your investment contribute to the collective welfare of our nation. Your role in driving our economy forward cannot be overstated. Your innovation and dedication will be a backbone of our success story. And I pledge to you that we would look at the tax regime and rationalize them so that they are more transparent and fair. Members of the business community, I assure you, Ghana is open for business again. Let me thank you, Your Excellencies, my fellow presidents, for leaving what is a busy schedule behind and coming to join us at this ceremony. Your presence brings honor to this inaugural ceremony. And I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you and to our sister countries who have traveled from near and far to be with us today. Your presence is a testament to the strong bonds of friendship and cooperation that exist between our nations. And I promise you I will work to foster the partnerships that transcends our borders, and I'll work collectively with you towards regional stability, economic growth, and mutual respect between our nations. To my friends from across Africa and the world, I thank you and welcome you to Ghana. And in our local parlance, I say Akwaba to all of you. To my family and fellow citizens, my wife Lodina, I thank you for your unwavering support and commitment to our shared vision. This journey is not mine alone. It belongs to all of us. It belongs to each of you. Let today be the dawn of a new era of hope, an era of job creation, an era of accountability, an era of institutional strengthening and resilience, and an era of unparalleled potential for all Ghanaians. We will write the next chapter in Ghana's story, and it will be one of promise, transparency, and transformative progress. My fellow citizens, this is a patriotic call to action for all of us to participate in building a nation that lives up to its promise, where hope thrives and dreams become a reality. Together, let us cultivate a brighter future for our beloved Ghana, where unity, progress, and equality are not just ideals we aspire to, but are the very fabric of our nation. In closing, I invite you to partner with us on this journey. Together, we can create a brighter future for our beloved Ghana, where unity, progress, and equality are not simply goals we are aiming for, but are the cornerstone of our society. Let's work hand in hand to foster these values and strengthen our nation for everyone. My fellow citizens, our invited guests, I thank you very much. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I thank you.
Honorable members, on your behalf, I convey the gratitude of the House to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, for his address. Your Excellency, the House is extremely grateful to you. Honorable members, now we have the presence of our special guest of honor in the distinguished personality of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of the Republic of the Federal, I should say the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is my honor to now invite him to deliver his address. Your Excellency, you are welcome to do so now.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Ghana, Head of State and Government here present, Right Honorable Speaker and Members of Parliament of Ghana, members of the diplomatic corps, eminent personalities here present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is always good when a friend and brother can visit the home of a close neighbor to celebrate his success and progress with him. Today, we celebrate African democracy as Ghana and our beloved people mark the transition from one democratic government to another. This moment does not merely symbolize another milestone in the evolution of Ghanaians' democratic society. It further demonstrates that in West Africa, we are capable of democratic and productive endeavors. It is time that our continent critics stop forgetting the strides that Ghana, Nigeria, and others have made. We need not prove ourselves to them. We have nothing to prove to anyone except ourselves. We will lift our nations out of poverty and build strong and resilient economies for our people. Today, I am here not only as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but also as an African in resolute support of Ghana and our people. This moment is a source of pride and honor for Ghanaians, the entire continent, and its diaspora. The sun is out and the sky may be blue, but I see today a black star rising high in African sky. This black star shines over this nation, and its rays spread across this continent with a sense of shared history, hope, compassion, unity, devotion to our common welfare. While others may seek to demean Africa and keep brothers pitted against brothers, that shining star reminds us of who we are. Better yet, it reminds us of who we can be. That star reminds us always to strive and work together, bond together, even when we disagree. We must choose the path of peaceful dialogue. Never can we do harm to our brothers, nor can we permit any outsider to disrupt our bonds of brotherhood. The spirit of Ghana, the first Republic President, Osagebo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, is here present today, lifting that star higher and higher. Just as Ghana draws inspiration and a well of strength from Kwame Nkrumah and many of its past leaders, Nigeria similarly draws inspiration from its founding fathers, who not only fought for our independence, but also cherished the close relationship between our two nations. May we always walk in the way and in the spirit of these enlightened leaders. Ghana is in harmony with that spirit, and President John Mahama inauguration today reflect that. Your new president is a man of patriotic vision and substance. He loves his nation and his people to the core. He believes that your nation has a mission and intend for you all to fulfill it. No one can ask more of a leader than that. President John Mahama and I share a deep friendship. My dear brother, I am here to walk with you. You know You can count on Nigeria's support at any given time. You call on me. We are your brothers and sisters. We shall always be there for you. May your administration be a profound success and progress for you, Ghanaians, and the entire region. I am confident that new government under the leadership of President John Mahama will work with Nigeria to strengthen this powerful bond, leading to greater shared progress, prosperity for the people of our two nations. I have no doubt that your administration will bring about positive change and progress. Your accession to the power should also mark a new and invigorating momentum in pursuing sub-regional and integration and progress. With laser focus, we can tackle our people's most pressing problem of poverty, youth unemployment, instability, insurgency, and many other problems hampering our desired progress. May Ghana's democracy continue to grow stronger. May progress and prosperity be your portion. Let us all look forward to a future filled with hope, opportunity, and progress. God bless Ghana and its beloved people. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria and its beloved people. God bless ECOWAS. God bless our beloved Africa. I thank you for your kind attention. God bless you.
Honorable members, we are indeed inspired by the warm words of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I now have the honor to, on your behalf, invite the visiting heads of state and former presidents to congratulate the President of the Republic of Ghana. I have a real tall list It is my hope and prayer
Twice elected in my kingdom.
As highlighted by the President and our special guest of honor, His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Now, what else? What is the next on the agenda? Because
very soon we will witness.
Honorable members, I will now, on your behalf, call the names of our distinguished dignitaries, the heads of states and presidents from various countries, to come to congratulate His Excellency the President of Ghana. And I will start with our special guests, the President, the Commander-in-Chief, and the Head of State of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the person of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to lead in this whole exercise. Your Excellency, you may proceed to do so now. Immediately after him will be His Excellency the President of the Republic of Rwanda, His Excellency Paul Kagame. Then follows His Excellency the President of the Republic of Togo, His Excellency Faure Gnassingbé. After him comes His Excellency the President of Benin, the Republic of Benin, in the person of Patrice Talon. Bon Benin.
Félicitations.
Then follows the President of Gambia, His Excellency Adama Barrow. After him, we have His Excellency Brigadier Julius Maada Bio, the President of the Federal Republic of Sierra Leone. Immediately follows His Excellency Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Chilombo, the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo. After His Excellency, the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, we have His Excellency Umaru Sisoko Embalo, the President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau. After him follows the President of the Republic of Cabo Verde, His Excellency Jose Maria Neves. After the President of Cabo Verde, we have His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, the rural boy, who is the President of the Republic of Kenya. Rural boy. The rural boy.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Honorable members, After His Excellency William Ruto, this is the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai Sr. We also have His Excellency the President, Dr. Nangolo Mbumba. He is the President of the Republic of Namibia. Sorry. That is a she, not a he. Doctor, you may forgive me. After Her Excellency, the President of Namibia, is His Excellency Basiru Diamoye Faye, the President of the Republic of Senegal. We then have the President of the Republic of Chad, in the person of His Excellency Mahamat Idris Deby Itno. After him, we have the President of the Republic of Botswana, His Excellency Duma Gideon Boku. After him comes the head of state of the strong people of Burkina Faso, His Excellency Captain Ibrahim Traore. Honorable members, the full meaning of Burkina Faso means strong men and women of integrity. We have His Excellency Brigadier General Bryce Clotaire Oligui Nguema, the President of the Republic of Gabon. After him, we have His Excellency Mamadi Doumbouya, who is the President of Guinea-Conakry. And after him, we have the Prime Minister, Abdoulaye Maïga. He's the Prime Minister of Mali. We also have the Prime Minister of Niger in the person of Mr. Lamine Zain Ali Mahama, and the Prime Minister of Haiti, His Excellency Fritz Alphonse Jean. Prime Minister Mali, Niger, Prime Minister of Niger. After him is the Prime Minister of Haiti. Bonjour, ça va? Bienvenue. After that, we have the Vice President of Equatorial Guinea, the person of His Excellency Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo. Then follows the Vice President of Uganda, the person of Jessica Rose Epel Alupo. We have the Vice President of the Republic of Tanzania, His Excellency Dr. Philip Isdor Mpango. That is rather the Vice President of Tanzania. We also have with us the Vice President of La Côte d'Ivoire.
Greetings from President Museveni.
The person of Chemoko Meiliet Kone. Tanzanite. La Côte d'Ivoire. After His Excellency the Vice President of La Côte d'Ivoire, we have the Vice President of Mauritania, His Excellency Mohamed Adihali Khatra. Mon ami.
My father. Congratulations.
The Vice President of Mauritania, we now have the Speaker of Parliament of the Kingdom of Morocco, His Excellency Rashid Talbi Alami. After him is the former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo. Together with his younger brother, the former President of Nigeria, His Excellency Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
Speaker.
Morocco.
I'm Speaker of Morocco.
Yes.
I hope to see you.
Yes. Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, fantastic. Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
After His Excellency Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, we have the former President of Liberia, in the person of Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. After her, we have the former President of the Federal Republic of South Africa, in the person of His Excellency Jacob Zuma. After the former president of South Africa, we have the former president of Germany, His Excellency Christian Wolff. After Germany, follows the foreign minister of the European Union, Belgium, European Affairs, Foreign Trade, and the Funeral Culture Institute. His Excellency Bernard Quintin.
Chairman. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Mr. Chairman. Yes. Good to see you, Speaker. Thank you.
After the foreign minister of EU, we have the senior minister, His Excellency Jean-Jacques Broya of Congo Brazzaville. After Congo Brazzaville, we have the Minister for Africa, the United Nations, the Commonwealth and Human Rights of United Kingdom. Speaker? Yes. In the person of Lord Collins of Highbury.
Congratulations. Yes, that's right.
After him comes the Minister for Defense of Zimbabwe, Honorable Opa Michinguri Kashiri.
President Baumia. So nice to visit before. Look at you. Good to see 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 you.
Congratulations on your recollection.
Has been a wonderful ambassador. We're all proud of it. I thought you stayed on ground.
We also have the Minister for Housing, Lands and Maintenance of Barbados, Honorable Dwight Sutherland, Member of Parliament. Barbados.
Greetings from Prime Minister.
Yes. It's quite long. I have to cut protocol and go to invite the former Vice President of our great Republic of Ghana, in the person of His Excellency Dr. Mahmoudou Baumia. Honorable members, once again, the list is very, very long. I will now invite the President of the ECOWAS Commission, in the person of His Excellency Dr. Omar Eliu Toure. We have so many special envoys and ministers from Czech, Israel, Spain, China, Japan, Russia. We have the mayor of Los Angeles, United States. And please, you are all invited to follow in this order, the order I just mentioned. Thank you. Czech, Israel, Spain, China, Japan, Russia, Mayor of Los Angeles, Deputy General Secretary of the United Nations, Ms. Amina Mohammed, Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Right Honorable Patricia Scotland, the African Union Commission Chairperson, Special Envoy, His Excellency Wamikele. And we have the Honorary Consul General for Nigeria and Ghana of Belize, Dr. Ifeanyiku Ifede.
Speaker, starting the meeting.
We have the former Prime Minister of Ethiopia, the Secretary General of Climate Vulnerable Forum, Pan-African Parliament, the President himself, His Excellency Chief Fortune Zephania Chalbura, We have the African Development Bank. The president of the African Development Bank is here himself. We have the vice president of the World Bank in charge of Western and Central Africa. Then the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development. The president and chairman of the board of directors. Our own Dr. George Ajekum Donko. We have the United Bank for Africa, chairman of the group, Mr. Tony Elumelu, and we have the ambassador of Bahamas, yes. We have the President of the Secretary General of the United Nations Office for West Africa and the Sahel, Mr. Leonardo Santos Simao, and the Deputy National Secretary Advisor to Sheikh Khalid bin Ali Al Khalifa of Bahrain. And then the Executive Director of Africa Development Bank Group, and we have the Vice President for Africa International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, Usman Diagana.
For a higher calling. You don't have a
After all this, I will invite the former speakers of our parliament. They may come. Congratulate His Excellency the President. I am compelled by the situation, not only time constraints, but the exhaustion of all gathered here, to invite the chairman of the Council of Elders of the Great Evergreen National Democratic Congress, who could at his pleasure come with some of the executives of the party, to congratulate His Excellency the President. And we will crown it all with the First Lady of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Lordina Mahama.
So the inauguration of the president is still underway. Just gone by, you saw Dignitary shaking the hands of the president. You saw Malik Basintale in your shot there, that Basintale boy greeting the president. You saw the family of the president, Lordina Mahama, the first lady, and you saw John Mahama's sons and daughter as well shaking hands with him. A long list of dignitaries all filing past the vice president, the speaker of parliament, shaking hands with them and shaking hands with the president, exchanging pleasantries. So that is what is currently still ongoing. And right after this, I'm pretty sure we'll be bringing proceedings at the Black Star Square to a close. The president has duly been inaugurated. He's taken the oath of office. He has been sworn in. And so he is now the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. That's right. And he is the president of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. He's given his inaugural speech, and there are quite a number of things that the president mentioned in his inaugural speech. Key among them, indicating that there are some 4 things now this presidency is going to focus on. Economic restoration, improving the business investment environment, and even on that score, he later told the diplomatic community and other representatives from other countries that are there that Ghana is now open for business. If you listen to him, he talked about governance and constitutional reforms, and he talked about accountability
and the fight against corruption.
I
mean, the fight against corruption has been something that he's been drumming since the campaigning period, after which he formed Oral right after the declaration that he's president-elect. I mean, he's keen in the fight against corruption. It's something that he's talked about. Prior to 2016, it's something that the then NPP party characterized his governance with corruption and corruption-related offenses, for which Ghanaians voted them out. He, on the campaign trail prior to the 2024 general election, also hammered strongly on corruption and corruption-related offenses, and how his government, if he is elected, his government will be keen in fighting corruption. So it's not surprising that he still talks about the fight against corruption. That will be one of the priority areas of his government.
And we'll come back and talk about that. But let's talk about something interesting. It's a rare occasion to see John Dramani Mahama, the president, dressed the way he's dressed today, right? Looking very sharp in his what is it called? Is it called Agbada?
Agbada. But
right?
Agbada is synonymous with Nigerian outfit. But this one is Ghanaian infused.
Ghanaian infused. It has some Idinkra symbols in there. So let's talk about some of the Idinkra symbols, in the president's attire, right? For example, there is Nyamidua. In there, Nyamidua in there. Essentially, it means that Nyamidua, God's tree. That's
so
a direct translation, right? Right. So it's a symbol of God's presence and protection. Essentially, that is what the Nyamidua means, right? So you see those Adinkra symbols, on President John Mahama's attire. Also, there is Jinyame in there. And we all know, we all know what Jinyame means. We accept God, a symbol that is expressing the omnipotence of God, and arguably the most popular Dinkra symbol that we have here in the country, right? Jinyame is everywhere.
So, Jinyame is everywhere.
Jinyame, had it not been for God, John Mahama would not be president.
And he's talked a lot about God, even on the campaign trail, and even after being elected, he talks a lot about God. So I mean, it's not surprising, except God.
And even with that, there is Sankofa as well. Sankofa.
And Ghanaians have Sankofa him.
Go back and get it, Sankofa. I mean, in Akan, they say that so free, now Sankofa in Chi. So Sankofa. It's not a taboo to go back to what you forgot or left behind. So Ghanaians have gone back. So you're seeing John Mahama's sons in your shot there.
his daughter-in-law.
Yeah, daughter-in-law, yes. And then the sons of John Mahama.
Maybe they
I think they went to exchange pleasantries with others and then, came back. So there is also
that we are struggling, please. The two dictionaries in the house, can you help us? Is it Jenimeng or Jenimeng?
Jenimeng, humility and strength, essentially, is what that means. The ram's horns.
Yeah.
Essentially is what that Idikra symbol is for, the ram's horns, which is a symbol of strength in mind, body and soul, humility, wisdom and learning. And if you look at it critically, you look at the University of Ghana's logo, you will see that particular Idikra symbol, in the University of Ghana's logo as well. So, a lot of symbolism in the attire of John Dramani Mahama, speaking volumes, right? So he's talking about the fact that there is a presence of God, in there. He's talking about humility and strength. He's talking about Sankofa, and he's talking about God, except God. But let's go back and join the feed. Alban Bagwin continues with the proceedings.
To come and give an indication as to where we proceed to from here. Please, the majority and the minority leaders.
Right Honorable Speaker, we have exhausted the business on today's order paper. In view of that, I move that this House adjourn to tomorrow at 11 a.m. in the forenoon.
Mr. Speaker, it is the desire of the minority that this House be suspended so we continue to do business in fulfillment of the 24-hour economy. However, if the majority leader so pleases, I shall second his motion for adjournment. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, in view of what your leaders have said, adjourn the House to tomorrow, Wednesday, the 8th of January 2025 at 12 noon. The sitting is accordingly adjourned. That's what it is.
So Parliament has duly been adjourned after the majority leader moved the motion for the House to be adjourned. It was seconded by the minority leader, Alexander Kwame Afenyo-Markin. And so this business of Parliament today has come to an end. The business of Parliament today was the swearing in of the Vice President and the President of the Republic of Ghana. And that has been done. And so Parliament has been adjourned to 12 noon tomorrow, where the MPs are going to, start properly business of the 9th Parliament, and we're going to see exactly how all of that plays out from tomorrow. Of course, you can count on us to bring you an update and a report on how proceedings fare in Parliament tomorrow. But we're still here in the studio with our guests who have not left us yet. They have listened to the inaugural speech of the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and I believe that they have, a few pointers and a few things to say about the speech that John Dramani Mahama delivered. Of course, I'm still here in the studio with my co-host Lily Mohammed, and our guest in the studio, Dr. Ishmael Norman and Dr. Charity Benka are here. Dr. Benka, John Mahama has delivered his inaugural speech. He talked about his speech hinging on 4 key areas: economic restoration, improving the business environment, governance and constitutional reforms, and
accountability and fight against corruption. What are your thoughts?
Her speech gives us hope. When she talks about economic empowerment and all those other things, we have to remind him or the NDC government of the Women's Bank, Development Bank.
Yeah. I mean, he talks about inclusivity.
Yes, so
championing inclusivity.
Yes, so there are specific things that they mentioned, and we want to see that happened. I think one of the things that I also like about the speech is about the call for unity, that we can do this together. It's just one person and just a government, but all of us, Ghana belongs to all of us. He said, he is Ghana, I am Ghana, all of us here are Ghana. So we all have a stake in this. We must work together. It means that not only are we going to demand accountability from people who we have chosen to govern us, but we as a people have to have some kind of reorientation about our attitudes.
Yeah.
We all must know that Ghana belongs to all of us.
Yeah.
Some of us even end up helping to corrupt those who are in power. So we also have to do something about it. We have a responsibility. We have hope. And I like the aspect about the gender. The gender issue that he raised. That more women. In fact, it's a testament. The appointment of the female. As the female, the first female vice president, surely is going to pave way for many other women to aspire to the highest level, knowing that it has given us hope that all is not lost. There is still hope for women, young women, old women, all of us who are wondering whether the door can ever be open for us. Professor has shown that the door can be open, and this government has shown that the door can be open where there is political will. So I am looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to them implementing everything that they said about gender equality, the empowerment of women, the economic empowerment of people. We also talk about disability. And I think that is also very important. Today, I am walking, running around. The next day, I could be physically challenged. But our public buildings and all that, many of them
disability friendly.
Yes. And I think we need to do something about it. And I'm hoping that since it's captured in the manifesto, it will be focused on seriously. Our health facilities also need to be looked at because we need to improve that. And I'm also hoping that as a country we sit down and do a proper evaluation of the senior high school policy, the free senior high school policy, see where the gaps are so that it can work for us. Because it's something which has become a legacy that we must hold on to for generations to come. But we need to improve it to make sure it works, we get the desired results. So in all, I think that the speech, you also talk about global issues. There are some of the issues that he talked about. Some of us are joking with this climate change issue. So I'm happy that he captured it in his speech. Today he was even talking about the ice melting, all those. I think some of these diseases are a result of all these old diseases that have been covered. Suddenly they start popping up. So for me, it's an eye-opener that indeed there are some of the things that we are doing unknowingly, we are destroying the environment, and I'm happy that they are going to. I'm also hoping that, like many other countries who have banned the use of polythene, carrier bags and things, they are all over the place. They never dissolve in the thing.
Right.
So we need to do something. And so I'm very excited about the speech.
So I believe that there is an honor guard for the president to inspect. Let's join the feed and take a look at this.
The parade commander is marching to ask permission for the inspection of the parade.
Presidential inauguration ceremony, guard of honor, conduct. Guard mounted by the Ghana Navy. 96 bank and file with the Ghana Navy regimental band in attendance, ready for inspection. Lieutenant Ghana Navy, Kenneth Opoku, report Your Excellency. Aye, Your Excellency.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this morning we have the Navy Regimental Band on parade. It's under the command of Staff Lieutenant Doris Iboni.
inspection over. May I have your permission to march off the guard? Aye, Your Excellency.
Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of the inauguration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama as the President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, and the Vice President, Professor Naana Opoku Agyemang. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, let's all remain seated as the President takes leave of us. Shall we please be upstanding for the national anthem? All uniformed personnel are entreated to salute. Please let's clear the way for the President